Hi guys, hope you're all well. Welcome back to It's Cooking Good. Today we're going to be cooking barbecued Moroccan shoulder of lamb. And I've got a lovely piece of meat here. This is from F. Conisbee's, so thank you guys. F. Conisbee's based in Surrey, great butchers. Pay them a visit if you can. It is a beautifully piece of aged meat. And this is a 3 kilo shoulder. I'm using shoulder because this is a low and slow recipe, and shoulder really does lend itself to low and slow. It's a lot more fatty, so it works really well for this sort of recipe. Let's move that out of the way. What we need to do first is actually make up our marinade for the lamb. So I've just got a little mini blender here, and we're going to go in with basically a teaspoon each of all of these. I've got some barat seasoning, which has basically got cloves, cardamom, some cayenne, some paprika, but that's not enough for me, so I'm also going to add in some more cumin. Again, this is all a teaspoon each, a teaspoon each of cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, some coriander powder, fennel seeds. It's a lot, but it will be delicious. Some onion powder. And then we want some salt and pepper. Going with a nice, good, healthy pinch of salt. It's a big piece of meat, so go in with plenty. Don't be stingy on it. And then some of our cracked black pepper, plenty of that as well. Okay. I then need the zest and juice of a whole lemon. So I'm just going to zest it up. Get that in there. Now, last year, my brother and sister-in-law visited us from New Zealand. Sorry, I'm talking about lamb here. And we were a bit embarrassed because we had a leg of lamb for Sunday lunch while they were here, and it was from New Zealand. It was a frozen leg of lamb, absolutely delicious. And we said to them, really sorry, you must get this all the time. And their answer bemused me a little bit because apparently in New Zealand, they don't get it all the time. Apparently all the good stuff is actually exported to places like the UK, and then the not so good stuff is what's left behind. So they said, actually, this is a really good leg of lamb, which we don't get, and it's apparently so expensive in New Zealand. I mean, who would have thought that? I was absolutely shocked. So, Ed and Ange, next time you're here, I'll do you a good British piece of lamb shoulder, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with this. Okay, that's that. Half of our lemon, and go in with the other half. Perfect. Okay. Now, if you were watching my video last week, you will have seen that I got a new toy. Now, I've been practicing, so I'm hoping I can get it right today. So I've got a much sharper knife. We're just going to take off the ends of each of these garlic cloves. I really want this to work. I felt really bad for my wife buying me this little toy, and I basically didn't utilise it properly. Okay, so I've got a red one today. So let's put it in there and let's give it a good old roll around like so. I think that was the thing. I wasn't pushing hard enough last time. There we go. That one, yeah, a little bit there. That's fine. Pretty good though. Let's put the next one in. Oh, it sprung out. Oh, actually, it came off. Perfect. Already off. You get the idea. I'll do the rest of these. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so they are all done. Just get rid of my peelings. And I'm just going to chop these up a bit. Obviously, they're going in this little mini food processor anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But just take it, just cut it up a little bit. Give it a half a chance when it goes in. Perfect. That's it. And we're going to put all of that into our blender. And then hit it with some olive oil, normal olive oil. Just put that in. We're basically creating a nice paste. And I would say I've probably put in there about 5 tablespoons. Obviously it's a big piece of meat and we want to make sure that it's nicely covered. So let's get our lid on. Okay, and we'll give it a good blitz with this. Make sure it's all nicely incorporated. Doesn't matter if there's chunks and stuff, but I just want to make sure all of those ingredients are nicely married together. I'd say that is it. Okay. Before we put it onto our meat, I'm just going to grab the meat, move that to one side. And what you want to do is score this up, okay? So I'm just using a nice sharp knife, and I'm going to do like a crisscross pattern across the top here. Like so. And then that way, so you're getting those nice sort of diamond effects. You can go deep, it doesn't matter. Go as deep as you care to. Perfect. So you end up with something that looks a little bit like that, okay? Let's get rid of our paper in here. Let's put it back into our pan. Take the lid off this. And we're just going to pour this all over. Look at that, lovely. The smell's great. Love it. Let's get it all out. Let's get a bit mucky here. There we go. Okay. And then what you want to do is just get it all into those nooks and crannies to make sure you're getting maximum sort of flavour all over this lovely piece of meat. Really good, that's it. And then flip it over again, and again on the other side. So give it all a good massage in, like so. Lovely, that's looking good. Put it on top of there. And that is it. Okay, so I'm gonna now cover this with a bit of foil. It's gonna go in the fridge overnight, and it will be tomorrow that we cook it. Low and slow on the big green egg. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it's 9 AM. I took the lamb out of the fridge at about 8, so to try and bring it a bit more up to room temperature, should all be nicely married together now. Look at that, looks fantastic. It's really taken on that colour of the marinade that we made. Today we're bringing out the big green egg to play. I've got it set at 160 degrees C. This is, as I said yesterday, a low and slow cook. Time, I'm not too fussed about. What we're trying to do with this is really what you want is the internal temperature. That's what we're working by. And I know that that needs to be pulled probably when it's about 93 or between 90 to 95 degrees C. I will put a thermometer in it, and I'll also have my instant read thermometer, which I will check on it periodically. But you'll know when it's done because you'll feel it will just glide through and that meat starts to pull away from the bone. That's what we all love, isn't it? So let's get this on to the barbecue. I've got the barbecue set up for indirect cooking. I've filled it up with charcoal. I'm just going to put our thermometer in to the thickest part of the lamb, but I don't want it to touch the bone. That feels good there. Let's close it down, and I will keep you posted, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so our lamb's been in for 3 hours. We're about 8 degrees away from our target temperature. I'm going to serve this today with a roasted veg couscous, and I'm going to make a nice little harissa sauce to go with it as well. So I want to get cracking on that. So we're just going to chop up some veggies here. I'm just using some pepper, doing a yellow and a red. You can put in this whatever you like, make it your own. This is what we had in, and I know it works particularly well. And then I'm just going to dice that up. Okay. Doesn't matter, any fashion you like. We've got some relatives coming around today, so I'm hoping I'm not going to disappoint. And what we want to do is just put these into this tray here. Next, we're going to go in with some courgettes. So I've got 3 courgettes here. We'll just take the ends off those and the other end, and then we're just going to dice them into nice sort of size chunks. Get those into our pan as well. Good thing about this couscous is it's great the next day. Actually, it lasts probably for a good 3 or 4 days, and it goes really well with this harissa sauce. Now, of course, you can buy the harissa sauce already done, but it is really, really simple to make. So that's what we're going to do. Just chop the red onion up into sort of slices like that. That's it. Let's just bring that up here. Okay, so we've got all of our veg in here. I'm then going to go in with some smoked paprika, like so. Some salt and pepper, good pinch of salt and pepper. And I've also got some garlic, and I'm just going to grate some of that in there like so. 1, 2. Don't worry if you lose a few bits in there as well. And there we go. 3 cloves of garlic, and then what you want is some olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil, and give it a good sort of douse, like so. So that's probably about a tablespoon and a half there. And then just give that a good mix around, perfect. And then I'm just going to lay some cherry tomatoes on the top, just hopefully so that they blister up nicely, and it will add a nice little extra bit of juice to that couscous. Okay, so that's ready to go into the barbecue, and then we'll crack on with our harissa sauce. Okay, so while our lamb's finishing cooking and our roasted vegetables are now in the green egg, let's make our harissa sauce to go with it. Really, really simple. So just get yourself a jug or whatever it is you want to use. And I've got here 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So just your normal tomato paste you get in those squeezy things. I've got here a tablespoon of cumin, chuck that in as well, and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Add more if you want it spicier, of course. Okay, just put that there. You need a couple of limes, so let's give them a good shimmy around. Get those juices all coming out. And then just chop them in half, like so. So you're making like a dressing effectively, and this is your acid. So, you know, some people might use vinegar, but the lime works really well, and it just gives it that lovely citrusy flavour. That's it, get all of the juice out of those. That's it. Then you want a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. Good pinch of pepper. And then you're going to need extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to tip in probably about 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Probably about there, okay? Get yourself a little whisk or something and just basically get that all incorporated. You can always add more olive oil. Once you've whisked it, see how it comes out. You want something that's quite thick. Yeah, that's going to need just a tad more extra virgin olive oil. Probably about there. Should do us. Perfect. Okay. So I'll see you in a minute when we get the lamb out and put this dish all together. See you then. Okay, so we are done. Everything is out of the barbecue. We've got these lovely roasted veg there, and I'm going to mix those through some couscous. Now with the couscous, all I've done is I've used a pack of couscous and put some vegetable stock over the top. Okay, so let's add in our veg. Just get all of that in there like that. Make sure we get all those lovely juices as well. That's it. I'm then going to add in some chopped parsley and basil. And then for a bit of crunch is some pistachio nuts, which I've just sort of battered slightly. Okay. And then we're going to give that all a good sort of mix in to our couscous like that. As I said earlier, this is a lovely dish on its own. I mean, if you're vegetarian or want a nice lunch, this be perfect, and it will last for many days. Look at all that, look, all those lovely juices coming off those veggies getting mixed in with that couscous. Perfect. Happy with that. Okay, let's move that to one side. That is ready to go. Let's have a look at the lamb. So the lamb I've been resting now for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so let's just pull the lamb out and get it onto our board. Lovely. And I've just got here some forks. And look at that. Look at that, look. Just shreds straight apart. Got a bone there, that's fine. Just coming straight off that bone, which is exactly what you want. But pull it all out. Absolutely delicious. So all that's left for us to do is to give this a go. Let's move this out of the way. I've got myself a little cook's plate. Let's get a little bit of that lamb. Just a little bit. I have got guests to feed today. I could eat it all, but I'm not going to. And then a little bit of our couscous. Oh, this smells amazing. I want a bit of the pepper, just a little bit, just to try. And then some of our lovely harissa paste that we made earlier. And I'm just gonna give it a little stir around, just a little drizzle on the top. Oh yeah. Let's see how we've done. Let's try this couscous first. Nice bit of red pepper. That is excellent. That harissa paste really, really lifts it. I've got that lime coming through, a little bit of heat from the cayenne, and it just works so well with those vegetables. It really does. Oh, I could eat a plate full of this. I've got to have that other bit. Cooked really well. I was using the big green egg, hickory lumpwood charcoal, and it's all, the vegetables have taken on that sort of smokiness, but not too smoky, just absolutely perfect. Right, let's go for the lamb. Come on, the main event. And I love the skin. Who doesn't like the skin? Wow. Sorry. I might as well reload. Excellent. That skin has taken on a nice crispiness. The meat is just melting in your mouth. The quality of meat really has made a difference as well. Phenomenal. Sorry. Guys, give this one a go. Don't worry if you haven't got one of these. You don't need it. You could do that in your oven. It will count just as well. Or any other barbecue that you've got. Oh, God. I'm not going to have weak meat sweats tonight, I tell you that much. I really appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate you watching through to the very, very end. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed and you like the content, please consider doing so. You'll see there's a watermark over here in this corner. If you've got a recipe that you'd like to see me cook, as always, please do send it in. All of the recipe details for both of these dishes I will put down below in the description so you can make it yourself. Please do. But that's it from me. So until next time, all I've got left to say is, it's cooking good.